Hello, welcome to week 3, if you can believe it, of our summer semester. So this week we are reading about the American Revolution. Finally, we're getting to the good stuff of this class, and we're moving out of the colonial period and into the part of American history where we actually have an America nation to talk about, which is pretty cool. So for this week, you'll be reading parts of chapters 4 and 5. Only the last part of chapter 4 where it talks about the battles at Lexington and Concord. If you can call them battles, they're really more like skirmishes or ambushes or something. But since we're American, we like to call them battles because we won, and so we have to fluff them up a little bit. And then chapter 5 talks about the war proper, and that's going to be kind of a longer chapter. So take your time on that, definitely. I'm going to have everything ready for you starting Monday. This video is going to go up Sunday evening. One thing that it's kind of this is neither here nor there, but the book doesn't do a great job of critiquing George Washington in a way that maybe a lot of historians are more sensitive to his shortcomings as the general of the American army, or the main American continental army during the Revolution. Washington was not a great tactician and commander. He lost more battles than he won. And he won the important ones, but he lost a lot of battles, and he just wasn't super great at leading during the American Revolutionary War. The book kind of makes him out to be this like military genius, but let's be real. But there's this really cool part in the musical Hamilton where they introduce Washington, and they point out, I guess, a little bit more of his flaws than like your average history textbook does, which is a really cool aspect of Hamilton. There's a song where they introduce Washington, some like 6 or 7 songs into the musical, and it describes really well sort of the conundrum that Washington has faced, especially in the first year or so of the Revolution. Trying to think how it goes. See if I can. It's like Washington comes on the stage and goes, "Can I be real a second? For just a millisecond? Let down my guard and tell the people how I feel a second? Now I'm the model of a modern major general, a venerated Virginian veteran whose men are all lining up to put me on a pedestal, writing letters to relatives embellishing my elegance and eloquence, but the elephant is in the room. The truth is in your face when you hear the British cannons go boom." And then he goes on like that. He goes, "Any hope of success is fleeting. How can I keep leading when the people I'm leading keep retreating? Put a stop to the bleeding as the British take Brooklyn. Night takes Rook, but look, we're outgunned, outmanned, outnumbered, outplanned." And the song does a really cool job of sort of outlining Washington's difficulties facing him as the revolution gets underway. That part doesn't really. I'm trying to think how the rest of the song goes. I might have to edit this, but it goes, yeah, later on it goes, "Boom goes the cannon, watch the blood and the shit spray, and boom goes the cannon, we're abandoning Kips Bay, and boom goes another ship, and we lost our southern tip, and gotta run to Harlem quick, we can't afford another slip. Guns and horses, giddy up." Now I'm really getting into it. "Guns and horses, giddy up. I decide to divvy up my forces. They're skittish as the British cut the city up, this close to giving up." And so like on and on it goes, and then Hamilton comes in, and so there's the rest of the musical right there. But so it's interesting that like a piece of pop culture, if you want to call it pop culture, Hamilton's is a really big deal. That musical has introduced aspects of history that you don't normally see, even in a American history textbook. Like our textbook is a pretty good one, but it doesn't do a great job of talking about Washington's shortcomings and the challenges he faced during the first year or two of the Revolution. He needed help. He needed help for us to actually win the Revolution, and that came in the form of the French coming to the rescue of the Americans, which the musical Hamilton also does a really good job portraying. He needs help from a few other more brilliant military minds than Washington himself, because he's kind of average at being a general. So anyway, that's just something I wanted to talk about, and I guess rap a little bit of a song while we're at it. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to try and get you guys some study guide materials this week for the upcoming midterm exam, which is happening in week 4. And that's going to be kind of cool because, I mean, it's not cool that you're taking an exam. That's not cool. But what is cool is you don't have to take a quiz that week or write a paper that week. So that'll be a nice kind of respite, I think, from the normal week-to-week schedule. As always, email me or message me over Microsoft Teams. A couple of you have done so already, so that's great. Yeah, have a good week. Enjoy the freaking hot weather out there. All right, bye.